Have you ever stared at your phone and felt a tingle of excitement, imagining what the next big thing might bring? What could possibly make you reconsider the one you're holding today? Because right now, rumors are swirling that the upcoming iPhone 18 Pro Max could be the kind of jump we haven't seen in years. And what that means might make you pause any upgrade plans you already had. Picture this. In 2026, you walk into an Apple store, see the new iPhone in the glass case, and suddenly the phone you used to covet feels like a relic. That's not idle hype. That's the narrative Apple might be building right now, behind closed doors, in labs and supply chains. And the leaks, oh, they're already spilling out. People are talking variable apertures, carbon batteries, AI features so seamless you forget they're running in the background. They're whispering about a phone that looks familiar, but feels alien, like it was made for a future we haven't lived yet. So should you grab the iPhone 17 Pro Max when it lands? Or wait for this rumored monster, the 18 Pro Max? Which one will future-proof your life? That's what we'll explore through stories, through leaks, through what feels like something special building behind the scenes. Let me take you back a few years to a moment that still sticks with me. I had a friend, Jess, who upgraded to what was then the Pro Max of its time. She was amazed for a few months, then 6 months and she started feeling the itch. What's next? Her phone stuttered under heavy edits. Her photos under low light felt soft, and new games pushed it to its limit. She ended up holding off her next upgrade until she could see real change. That patience paid off. When she finally switched, she went for a model that felt like stepping into tomorrow. And it changed how she used her phone. Editing, filming, multitasking, everything got easier. I tell that story because I see that same moment happening right now between the 17 and the 18. The 17 might be great, polished, safe, dependable. But the 18 could be the one that makes you feel like you time traveled. Let's imagine we're inside Apple's design lab in 2026, watching engineers, designers, and chip architects wrestling with the impossible. They're crossing wires between camera modules and battery tech, whispering about new materials, testing folding layers of circuits, so thin they're almost nothing. In that room, the goal isn't to make a phone that sells. It's to make the next phone, the one that becomes the standard. What are they chasing? Let me walk you through what the leaks are saying and why many of them feel plausible, even necessary. First, design. Right now, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is expected to be a refinement. Slightly thinner, marginal improvements to durability, better thermal management. But the 18 Pro Max? Leaks suggest a sleeker dynamic island 2.0. Picture it. The black pill at the top of your screen recedes when not in use, becoming nearly invisible. When it appears, it's slim, elegant, smarter. Maybe in 2026 under display, Face ID finally becomes real. No cutouts, no notches. Maybe the front camera hides under the glass until you need it. That's not just subtlety. It's illusion. You look at the phone and see the content, not the camera. Now, design alone won't make you switch. But layer this, variable aperture for the main camera. Yes, a lens in a phone that mechanically changes aperture. Bright scenes, the lens narrows. Low light, it opens wide. You get clean images, less noise, better depth, more cinematic control. That's the kind of upgrade photographers have been begging for. Combine that with rumored sensor changes, possibly new supplier partnerships, and Apple could leapfrog rivals, not just catch up. Then there's the brain, the A20 chip potentially built on a 2-nanometer process. That's next level in efficiency, power, and thermals. Imagine doing 4K editing, AI processing, gaming, AR, all while your battery barely breaks a sweat. To support that, rumors say the 18 Pro Max might finally get 12 gigabytes of RAM, a move that signals Apple is serious about future workflows, not just yearly refreshes. And speaking of power, battery tech is perhaps the biggest leap of all. Carbon-based cells that charge faster, degrade slower, last longer. Imagine waking up at 3040% and still making it through a full day. Imagine gifting your phone a 5-year life, where performance doesn't collapse like today's devices tend to. One more, connectivity. Alongside the C2 chip, replacing the older C1, whispered upgrades to Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6.0, and seamless 5G improvements. Your streaming, your cloud syncs, your ultra-high-definition gameplay. All smoother, faster, more stable. All while draining less battery. Now, developers are paying attention to this. Because if Apple gives creators a phone that shoots professional footage, edits it natively, and delivers images that compete with mirrorless rigs, that shifts the balance of what you need. Suddenly, that big rig in your bag becomes optional. Suddenly, your phone is your studio. I won't lie. Part of me wonders, is this all too much? Are we chasing fantasy leaks? But then I remember how Apple has done this before. How the iPhone X shocked us in 2017. How the flat-edge 12 reshaped expectations in 2020. How chips like the A14 and A16 defied norms. They don't always launch every feature. They don't always hit every rumor. But they don't release hype machines either. They release tools that push the middle of the industry upward. So where does that leave you? If you upgrade every year, the 17 Pro Max will be excellent. You'll experience refined design, faster internals, incremental camera improvements. It will feel premium, stable, polished. And for many users, that's exactly enough. But if you're someone who holds onto devices for years, someone who wants a future phone, the 18 Pro Max leaks suggest something truly worth waiting for. This isn't about chasing the newest spec for bragging rights. It's about timing your leap. Because jump now, and you might end up shortchanged in 2 years. Wait one more. You might step into something that feels built for the next decade. In 2026, if the 18 Pro Max delivers even half of these features, we'll be looking back and calling it a turning point. A phone that didn't just improve, but transformed. That's rare, and it could be worth the wait. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.